behind me is the Ferrari F 2001, which was the Formula One car raced by Scuderia Ferrari for the 2001 season. This particular car, chassis number 211, is the actual car that raced in the Monaco Grand Prix and won with Michael Schumacher. It's very important, not only because of the car, which won 10 races of the 20 that season, so this car won 50% of the races that season, totally dominant performance, but it's the only time Michael Schumacher, greatest driver of all time, ever won the Monaco Grand Prix. So it's a very significant car for race history, for technical importance, everything about it. It's also a complete car. Most of these cars lose their engines over the years because Ferrari takes them to keep the engineering secret. So this is a complete car. You can use it today, you can take it to a racetrack and still use it. This car is about as significant as it gets for the Schumacher cars because it won the most prestigious Grand Prix there is. So there are other cars like the 2004 which may have won more races, but they didn't win Monaco. And Monaco is one of those races like the Indianapolis 500, like Le Mans, which is the absolute pinnacle of race history. So the fact that this car won Monaco with Michael Schumacher, and it's his only victory at the race. He crashed out or retired or came on the podium in all those other seasons, and over 500 races he never won Monaco, only once, and it was in this car, so it's the most important of them all. It was owned by the factory, and the factory tends to keep the cars for a number of years to keep the secrets in the car because they don't want a rival team to figure out what engineering they did or anything. So they keep it for many years. They sold it to a private collector maybe in the mid-2000s. Private collectors have had it ever since. It was campaigned by the former owner in what's called the Corsa Clienti program. So you pay Ferrari and Ferrari runs the car for you. So you have all the factory mechanics take it to track days. So this car has always been used and exercised, looked after by the factory, lived at the factory for most of its life. But a series of private collectors have owned the cars, even today. We chose to showcase it here because it's a very important event. This whole week is a culmination of some of the most important art sales throughout the entire year, and we wanted to be a part of it as RM Sotheby's. We're a new branch of Sotheby's. We work exclusively with cars, so we're showcasing two cars here in Hong Kong, the other being a Porsche GT1 street car, and we thought Hong Kong was the perfect venue for it. Where else could you get as much press and as much excitement about a car than in Hong Kong? If we brought it anywhere else in the world, I don't think it would be as exciting. This car differs from some of its predecessors, mostly in the front nose. In 2001, there was a different aerodynamic regulation. So this nose is very high downforce and droops down, and it has a 3-element piece. So this looks very different to the much more square 2001 cars. Continuing on as the trend with the times back then, it has a single Keel suspension, which is a 1-element piece in the very bottom. So it connects just like that into the center line of the car. And then these small barge boards weren't as big as some of the competitors and just manages airflow in a different way. And then at the very back, this was always a feature of Ferrari, what they're called periscope or chimney exhausts. And the exhaust gas is coming straight out of these pipes at very, very high speed and gets blown straight underneath the wing like that, and it just connects the airflow in a better way and gets much more downforce. And it literally pushes the car into the ground, which is why it can corner at 5 Gs.